Suki's house was the most important to us. You know, we wanted that to be like her grandmother's living there. She's gone through the Depression. It was like a no-nonsense but beautiful farmhouse, but then also tattered around the edges, you know. And the opposite of electronics on that one, they had like a phone, but it had like, you know, one of those big handheld ones with the big antenna on it. We thought that was funny, kind of bringing that forward of where they are in life. And, you know, we couldn't find a house that worked for the exterior, so we ended up building it. We found this ranch called Greer Ranch, and they let us build all our sets out there. So we kind of had a mini Bontemps out there. And so we built the facade of her house, and then we built a lot of it on stage. We couldn't do it for the pilot. So when they delivered the pilot, they had blank spots in it, but we knew it was going to series. So then that gave us the time to kind of build it. And in true California fashion, we had finished the set and it looked beautiful. And then the fires were raging through Malibu, and we're like, oh my God, is it going to burn down before we even see it? And we got lucky. It avoided that area completely. Yeah. But, you know, it's not every network that's going to let you deliver a pilot that's not completely cut. So, but they, you know, they trusted us to do it. And that set turned out really beautiful. I mean, it was fun to go out there. We filmed out there a lot. It was basically our, you know, fifth stage. And, you know, the poor crew, I feel bad for them. We had something that was fratter days where the poor crew would go out there, you know, like 5 o'clock in the evening on a Friday and then leave that next morning, like, you know, whenever they finished. And it got really cold out there. It got down into the 30s and they had to be naked. And, you know, it was like one of those shows where, again, you had to just troubleshoot. Like one time we had a scene where they had to make love and it was freezing out there and they were naked. So we put heating pads under like sod. And then, you know, they're supposed to be vampires, so they're not supposed to be breathing, you know, when you breathe in the cold, you have steam. So they had to suck on ice cubes. It was all this kind of crazy business that we had on that show, but everybody was such a trooper. Like the actors were amazing. There were no complainers. People just did their jobs. They showed up. We had Greg Feinberg running that show. And, you know, he really cared about the show as well. You could go to him with any problem and he would always like help you. As long as you had a reason why you needed something, he very rarely said no.